Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love is Blind, Season 8, Episode 3.
I need you to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. You ready, Blair?
Yes.
Let's go.
So we see Monica and Joey meet each other. They're hugging, they're laughing. She loves his hair. He proposes, and of course she says yes.
Yes.
He tells her she's beautiful, and she thinks he looks like Tarzan. She is over the moon, like I said, and very quirky. They end up grabbing champagne, and he's growing his hair out to donate it, he says. He asks if he can kiss her. They do kiss, and he says it was a great first kiss. It was like an explosion.
This man just an all-around good Samaritan, ain't he?
Yeah.
I know, right?
I am nervous for them.
Why?
And maybe Monica girl, maybe you was just really excited. But the man was trying to kiss you when you walked out there. And like, maybe look, she was maybe overwhelmed. That's why I said give the girl a Snickers, let her calm down a little bit, because this was an interesting first meeting.
Yeah, I understand something, man. The fact that he had to ask,
yeah,
already told me everything. Already told me everything.
I'm like, is she doing all of this because she don't want to kiss him, or is she just very excited? I don't know.
Who knows? But I can already tell they gonna have some problems. They gonna have some problems.
So then we get to Daniel and Taylor. She and him talk about like their happiest memory. Daniel says it was getting the call to come here. Getting older, she has had thoughts that maybe her person doesn't exist. Yeah. And her biggest fear is that kind of happiness not existing for her. Daniel tells her that she's amazing and he can't see her not finding her person, whether it's him or not. And she's not going to end up alone.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a man thing or like whatever about like not being able to communicate. And I'm not saying that he can't communicate, but I hated his answer. The happiest moment in your life is getting the call to come on Love is Blind. What is your life? Yeah, Daniel. You get what I'm saying? So basically you can only communicate literally the last thing. You can't think back to like actually a time that you was happy. Is your life sad? Because I'm like this can't be the happiest moment of your life coming on Love is Blind. It makes me think like what is it about Love is Blind that is so interesting? Do you want to be part of the Love is Blind universe, the network of it, or like it came off as weird to me? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that they're it for each other. I mean, I think they're not. Neither one of them are dating other people. I don't believe
they are like the same speed.
Yeah, so they seem like a match. Ben and Sarah. He wants to give her certainty about his thoughts about LGBTQ. He didn't want her leaving the conversation feeling a way about his response. His faith is his own, and he feels like he can be around her sister and it won't be an issue. Sarah, says, well, what did you love doing as a kid that you don't do as an adult? Ben explained like just basically summer days as a kid, watching Price is Right and getting pizza, playing baseball with your friends. She talks about how she played Xbox a lot with her sister, Halo, COD.
Halo.
She and her sister were playing against like Red versus Blue team, who were famous players, and they ended up beating them. They were trying to get to know them and like, hey, like how old are you guys? Like where do you live? They were 13 and 8 years old. Wow. But she does want to game more, and she would like to game with her husband.
Listen here, man. I'm still a grown adult that games, and me and my wife game together sometimes. We be yelling at each other on Overcooked and things of that nature.
Yes.
It's funny. We yell. I've seen different couples who yell during the gameplay. We yell during the planning part.
Yes.
During the gameplay, it's not really a lot of talking.
It's quiet because
I'm focused.
Because we got to get our strategy together.
Yes.
And the only time we're talking is, when you're a chef, in the kitchen, heard. Okay.
Yes.
How much longer for the red meat? Heard. 5 minutes. Heard. Okay.
I don't say heard. I never heard her say heard either, right? But really, we yell during the before the game starts.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I need to do this. No, you need to do that. Blair, the kitchen's on my side. No, Chris, don't come on my side. Mind you, the game is paused. Nothing's going on at the moment. But yeah.
Yeah. So
it's fine.
Yeah. So I'm liking that they're sharing their interests and their hobbies and things like that. So I'm glad that they're connecting over this. My only concern with him still is I know for him in particular, the LGBTQ thing is not an issue. And I think that with Sarah, it could be fine, but when it starts to getting around social circles, it might be an issue. And Sarah might have to fight some of his friends if they start talking crazy about
And that's
his
what
sister,
I'm saying. Like
about her sister. Yeah.
I don't think he is fully representing his history or just like his background, because there's one thing to say is I have no problem with it, right? And you may not have a problem with it, but like you said, you're marrying the friends, you're marrying the parents, you're marrying the it's just it may just be too much. You know.
So Madison's strongest connections are Mason and Alex.
Okay.
It sucks that Alex has been pulling his energy back, but it makes her realize that she does have feelings for him. She wants to show him who he dated before is not who she is. So when they go into their date, she gave him the barely into cuddle while they talk. He asked if he can keep her for the night, and she was like, all right, one night. One night. But I will say the Barelian was really cute. I kind of like want a Barelian now.
Oh, okay.
It was really cute. Anyway, Alex says it's the deal. He's going to keep the bear. The convo last time was intense, and she wanted to show him that she's not this avoidant person anymore, that she really is doing the work.
Okay.
He apologizes for what he said coming out so strong, and Madison says that it felt like he shut down on her after that. He apologizes for bringing his past relationship stuff into this experience. They both lay on the couch. He tells her to close her eyes, picture herself on the beach, picture stars. He talks about how he had all of these stars on his ceilings as a kid, and she wanted to be an astronomer as a child. So I'm glad that they were able to find their way back to each other. And I was also glad to see that Madison didn't get into her avoidant bag and start acting funny because he was acting funny. I'm glad that she actually pushed against maybe her natural inclination to do that, to say, let me give him that reassurance that I know he needs. And that is what gives me hope for their connection.
See that, and I couldn't agree with you more. I don't have a problem. I don't understand why people, and when I say people, I don't really mean people. I'm just talking about imaginary people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know why people have a problem with like doing work. People don't want to do the work.
Right.
In a relationship, you're never going to meet a perfect person.
No.
You get what I'm saying? Like, look, I know y'all watch this channel and y'all listen to what Blair has to say. Y'all listen to what I have to say. But truth be told, I'm not perfect. I needed work to be done on me. You get what I'm saying?
Same.
But by me, number one, I needed to be the number one hard worker, and then somebody who's willing to come in and help me build. You get what I'm saying?
And the work is still not done, y'all.
So
what did he say?
Well,
the marathon continues.
Well, my work is done.
Okay.
Okay. Like I'm damn near perfect, guy. You get what I'm saying? Like, but no, I'm saying like that's why even though she may seem like a lot, I like the fact that she put the cards on the table and she let me choose. Besides, you get in a relationship or even a marriage with someone and you're like, who are you? So now I feel totally empowered because I'm like, I can help her. And I like the fact that she pushed against the avoidance part, that she actually did not come in there and let the elephant stay in the room. She was like, yeah, I just felt like you like the conversation was a little heavy.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Then we see Mason talk to Madison. He has been wanting to cuddle up with her. We learned that she went to college for business and she took a class about it and loved it. Mason was a skater kid. He didn't do well in high school, but he did graduate. That would have been his best accomplishment. But he ended up getting a job at a factory after high school, and he was just going to settle with that for his life.
Okay.
His parents told him just apply to USC. He ended up getting in. He studied cinematography and got his dream job with the connection of one of his teachers.
Nice.
So that was just a cool story to hear from him about where he's been and grown as a person. So I just thought that was cool to hear.
Especially since that's probably one of the happiest moments in his life, not getting called on the show.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like that's a real story. You get what I'm saying? And I enjoyed it too.
Yeah. Meg tells Mason that when she leaves the pod, she feels more confident, but he said he was confused and she wasn't really feeling that.
No, she ain't feeling that.
Mason says that he hasn't connected with anyone the way he connects with her, and he is more confident whenever they talk.
Okay.
Meg tells him that things are getting real with the girls. She cried yesterday. She is just trying to allow her emotions to flow, to feel every peak and valley of the process, and he agrees that she should feel her feels. They discuss these emerald tablets in Egypt, and maybe they could have come from aliens. He doesn't have anyone to talk to about these things, and Meg tells him, now you have me.
I was laughing because I was laughing to myself because I'm like, I really wonder the difference between the women quarters and the men quarters. She talk about she crying, she going through peaks and valleys with all these emotions. Men over there, we over there playing pool. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, look, if you can find someone to match your crazy and match your weirdness, hey, what can I say? it wouldn't be for me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, hey, if y'all into that weird stuff, cool.
And right now, I'm just kind of picking up friend vibes with Mason and Meg.
Yeah.
I don't feel the attraction coming from him to her. I think that he enjoys her and he enjoys their conversation, but that chemistry of that relationship type thing, I'm not seeing it. Yeah. I'm not seeing it. Well, Mason had that date with Meg, but when he gets into the guys' quarters, he does tell them that she's not his top person. He has 2 people, but they are very different, and he's actually talking to Alex. Madison tells the girls that she has 2 strong connections and she needs the guy to just say, hey, you're my girl. And that is really what's going to turn things for her in either direction. Meg feels like it's a switch up every day with her one guy of how he feels and how he's acting towards her.
Well, I would say protect your neck. Okay.
We then see Lauren and David talking. Lauren realizes that some girls are treating her differently, but she wants to stay confident about herself throughout the process.
Okay.
She is ready for kids and he tells her that she's 30, so she needs to get a move on it. He doesn't have anything to delete in his phone as far as like when he gets it, as far as hiding anything. And she talks about she has some news, but they're hidden. She wants someone who is a real partner for the household, for the kids, and just someone who can work alongside her and do everything she does to pick up the ball. She prefers doing laundry. He's cool with doing dishes. He can see himself proposing to her. He feels like he's becoming the person that he's meant to be. In the real world, he's afraid to show this softer side of him, but he feels good about showing this side to his family because he feels strong about her and she tells him that the feeling is mutual.
Okay.
David says that he would think a teacher is nerdy, but Molly is a girl that he would typically go for, and she's a dancer.
Yeah, I don't know if this the softer side. If this your softer side, I'm like, what is the other side of you, Dave?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Or like you feeling a connection with these 2?
It's weird because every time they talk, I do feel a connection, but I think that his shallow side is just, it overtakes him. Yeah. Even his thoughts about, well, Molly's a dancer is like, I could bend that girl in some ways. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, Dave, as much as you say you don't want to be that guy, I don't know if you're really trying not to be that guy.
and I wonder who is Dave.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when, at least amongst guys, when guys are talking like that, like they are really like scared and they are really like a whole different person. It's like, why are you trying so hard? It's almost as if he's imitating a guy instead of like just being himself. It's like, oh yeah, I'm this hyper sexual guy and stuff like that. I'm into girls. I love girls. I'm into girls. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, just be cool. You get what I'm saying? So Dave, maybe the real Dave. Listen, usually guys like this end up crying on the show. You get what I'm saying? Because they all talking about how sexual they are and they into the girls and they do all this stuff. Next thing you know, the girl got him crying. So that's why I'm like, I don't know who the real Dave is.
Yeah. Dave then has his pod date with Molly. The guys are starting to talk names. Molly shares that she's not talking to any other guys, and she wants him to make sure that he's making the right choice for himself.
Okay.
He says, you know, we're not dramatic like other people in this process. Like, we just want to have fun with each other.
There you go.
He asks if their schedules would mesh, and she thinks that they could make time for each other. He asked her, he's like, but you're just like a painter, right? And she's like, well, I'm an executive assistant for a bank. She also teaches and takes dance classes. He likes when the girls have their own interests and hobbies, and she tells him, yeah, some of these guys don't realize that I'm not going to be home every night for dinner at the same time. Like, I have a life. I have things that I do. They then talk about religion and politics. Her parents didn't share the same political beliefs growing up. He thinks that liberals have better hearts, but he also wants the government to stay out of his business.
Okay.
Then they briefly touch on abortion and how there are so many scenarios to where it's hard to say abortion shouldn't be legal across the board.
Okay.
Molly picks and chooses what she wants to believe or what she wants to get behind when it comes to politics. She asked him, what if your child was LGBTQ? He would just be proud that his kid came to him and was comfortable enough to tell him where they were at. He doesn't think that being a stay-at-home mom is negative. She agrees that it's the hardest job. Both of them had stay-at-home moms. She would want to do whatever made sense for her family, whether that was making money or staying at home. So they're both into each other and are looking forward to the physical part as well.
Hey, Listen, I can't hate. Even though I was talking about Dave just last segment, things like that. Mm-hmm. This conversation got deeper. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? And I wish we see more of this Dave than the whole I have a sex playlist. It's like I ain't asked.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Like it, because truth be told, if you are chosen for this process and you are about to marry somebody, eventually the real you gonna show up.
Yeah.
And rather it's gonna be strong or it's gonna be weak, it's gonna be whatever. So you might as well just be upfront in the beginning, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that we're actually starting to see like Molly's thoughts and perspectives on things. I think that for the longest she was kind of going along to get chose in a way, which, you know, you come on the show to get chose. Like you don't want to leave
I'm not
single.
hating on it.
Exactly. You don't want to leave single. But I'm glad that she's asking certain questions and trying to get to know his values so she can determine if he is up to her standard.
Facts.
And then I also with Dave, like I keep saying, it's great to have fun with your partner, but I hope that when the fun dies down on certain days that he's not looking for something else to ignite that fun or someone else. So the girls built a fort in the women's quarters. Molly says that David said that she is his number one. She feels like it's going to happen, but she just doesn't want to jinx it. Lauren had to get up out that fort because it's getting hot up under there. It smell like feet. Molly talking crazy. You know what? I'm going to go step to the side.
Will you be in that fort?
Absolutely.
You will be in the fort?
Yes, I would be in the fort.
I will not be in that fort.
It's like a little girl time. It's like slumber party vibes.
Those things look like gym mats. And if they did borrow those gym mats from a school, I know it smelled like feet.
You know what? You're right.
I know it smells like bodies.
I love a fort with a pillow.
No, I'll be on the outside and I'll let y'all grown women with careers be in this fort. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Then we get to Devin and Virginia.
Uh-oh.
They talk about where she can see herself in 5 years. She would see herself pregnant. He's coaching and she's making tacos at the concession stand, basically being the support there. She isn't feeling anyone else in the pods. He talks about wanting to get to a deeper level before a proposal. Now, I don't know if this was editing or if Virginia really has some type of block in order to get deeper, but that was a red flag. That was definitely a red flag that it didn't seem like she pushed the conversation further.
It's almost like she just accepted it.
So he enjoys having fun with Brittany, and we see them get together for another pod date. He has a younger sister, and he has siblings who are adopted.
Okay.
So all three of his siblings were really in a hard situation, and his mom wanted to bring them into their family. His middle name is Early. Hers is Amanda. Some guys have told him that Brittany is perfect for him. He says that was the initial pull as far as like their like sports stuff or whatever, but the more they talked, they actually are compatible in a lot of areas.
Yeah, and truth be told, there's nothing wrong with your middle name, bro. You over here talking about you hate your middle name. You already led the witness.
Yeah.
If you just would have said your middle name, nobody would have thought that it would be weird.
And I think he said it was his grandpa's or something, and he was like, "Oh, I can't stand it." I'm just like,
"Do you hate your grandfather?"
Exactly. I'm like, Early's not bad. That's I like Early.
It is what it is. It's a name it's a name that never have to be mentioned. So I'm like, why hate it?
And it's part of your lineage. I think it's cool when people have names that are part of their family lineage.
Yeah, that's true. But I say that while not naming any of my kids after anyone in my family.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
So Madison tells Alex she is dating another guy. The guy is dating another girl, but she hasn't been letting it get to her. She's still confident in Alex and feels good about where they're at. Alex says that he has a clear connection with her and he feels good about this. She doesn't want to put pressure on him, but she wouldn't mind just focusing on him. And he tells her, well, that sounds good to me. It's just you and me then. She asks him some random questions about food and stuff. We learned that they're both lactose intolerant. She snacks most of the time. When she gets stressed, she can't eat.
Okay.
And it started around when she was 17, to where she felt so responsible for the well-being of her family that she would tell herself that she's a robot, disassociate from her body, and it has caused her to have issues with her memory and keeping track of time. He wonders how he could help in those situations, and she tells him, like, there's really nothing you can do to help. It's more so something that she's aware of and that she has to work through. He asks, would that affect the relationship negatively? And Madison tells him, well, it doesn't affect any of my relationships.
Mm-hmm.
She forgets things sometimes, but it's mostly things that she forgets from her childhood.
Okay.
Alex says that it's tough because it's out of his control. Madison tells him that there's a lot of unknowns, and that at the end of the day, it just comes down to trust.
Yeah.
That she's self-aware, and again, she's working on it.
Mm-hmm.
He's at this point to where he's fine with it, and he hasn't seen anything crazy or too extreme. All he can do is trust her word, and he agrees that, look, we all have our different issues.
True.
Madison explains that there are people who've probably been through less than her, but the things that she went through made her into the person that she is, and it has made her be able to connect to people in a lot of different ways. It seems like it's his natural inclination to be fearful.
Mm-hmm.
And Alex responds that it's a lot. He wants to make sure that it's a right decision and something that he can handle.
Yeah.
It's hard to be sure of that in this scenario, but he's not afraid of it. Despite everything life has thrown at her, she says that she's doing pretty well for herself, and he appreciates how unique that she is.
He looks scared to me.
Yeah.
He looked like the weight of this whole experience is on is on his face and things like that. Mm-hmm. Did you think he was pressing just a little bit too much of how can I help you, or I can't help you? Well, dude, you think that would affect the relationship?
I don't feel like it was pressing. I think he's really trying to figure out what her hurdles and dilemmas are in life, mm-hmm. and where he can kind of get in there to be a supportive partner. Yeah. So I think that's a good question to ask, to know, is there something that you would need of me in those moments? Mm-hmm. And for her to say no, it can be scary because I can't pull you out of that, And
no is not
mm-hmm.
the right answer, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
No is whenever a question like that is staged, mm-hmm. I'd rather you say I don't know, than say no, because mm-hmm. no is such a period. You know what I'm saying? It's no. So you telling me now it's not something that I can assist. Now you telling me I have to deal with this, mm-hmm. and that just seems kind of whew, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So it is another heavy thing, and it's just like I keep saying with this couple, if they show up as the best of themselves, it could be a beautiful thing. But if they end up triggering each other in the process, both of them could walk away very hurt. And I love that Madison is as open as she is and is so honest and raw about the work that she's doing on herself. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if maybe she needs to get a little bit further in the process of the work on herself, mm-hmm. to really say that she's conquered certain things, so that way the weight doesn't fall on her partner. Especially a partner that you don't know and don't have history with. That's a lot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with Alex, if you're going to take this on, and when I say take this on, I'm not only talking about Madison, but I'm mm-hmm. talking about this whole experience, I will hope that you take it on with the best confidence you can muster up. Mm-hmm. Because if you go in there second guessing yourself, it's not going to work, right? Mm-hmm. I think, too, your point, what Alex said in the show about, hey, we all have different areas that we all need to work on and stuff like that, but you need to be confident in yourself that whatever problem that may arise in whoever you pick, that you will tackle it head on and things like that. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? And that's the only thing, because he can only fail if he goes at it with no confidence. Right. You get what I'm saying? But he got to be confident in himself, mm-hmm. that he is able to help and assist his spouse and things like that.
Yeah. Next, we get to Mason and Meg.
Okay.
Well, Meg is yelling because there's a bug in her pod.
Hey, Meg, I ain't hating. Okay.
And she's asking, would he have sex on the getaway, or would he want to wait until they get home? And he would want to have sex in a romantic destination with his fiance, so he'd be down.
Yes, on the getaway.
Yeah, she hasn't had sex in a long time. She said the last time was in 2022, and she hasn't wanted to have sex unless she was in a committed relationship. So she's ready to be touched again in that way.
Okay.
She asked what his fantasy is. He likes role play, Dr. Nurse vibe. Mm-hmm. He's liking everything he's hearing, and she's happy that she's got to talk to him again. He says, I know. She said, miss you. And she wonders why he never says miss you back.
Because I don't miss you. I don't miss you. You don't give me enough time to miss you.
And Mason, look, I'm kind of tired of telling Meg to
pull back
because Meg's not going to pull back. But I will say, Mason, take up a little more space. Give a little bit more. Give her something she can cling on to.
No.
But my thing is maybe it's just not there. Maybe he's being polite, as you say.
We on episode 3 right now.
Yeah.
This is it. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Meg don't want to be a mystery. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? She's like, this is who I am. She wants to be an open book. And for somebody else, that could be perfect. But listen, I feel like he don't say it because he don't miss you. You know what I mean?
So we get to the ladies' quarters, and Meg immediately comes in saying he came in with the good energy today.
See, this is what I mean when I say, would you come in the women's quarters, basically let everybody know how your date went? I wouldn't.
Go to your good girlfriend.
Exactly.
You ain't gotta yell in front of everybody. So Madison and Mason talk, and it's weird for her to see. She says. It's weird for her to see like the other girls come in and talking about their dates, especially if they're dating the same guy. She prefers to be a little bit more discreet about who she's dating.
Fair.
He says that he's going to talk to these people regardless. He's here to be open and honest with everyone. He feels a little bit uncomfortable because he has a strong connection with her, and he also doesn't want to ruin that connection.
Okay.
He feels a little bit wrong for being in multiple relationships, and she tells him, I'm seeing other people too. He doesn't want to hurt her feelings, and Madison tells him she's not hurt. Like, she knows what she signed up for. She asks if he's mostly been broken up with or been the one to break up with people, and he has never broken up with anybody. He's always gotten broken up with. Dang. Because he has always felt like he didn't want to give up on somebody, and he has felt like people have given up on him.
Okay.
And it usually ends with the girl falling in love with someone else.
Whoa.
She has been the one to break up with people. She respects herself too much to allow BS. She's dated people who are good at BSing. She's been thinking about her connections and which ones can exist past the pods. He is feeling strong about their connection. No one here makes him feel how Madison does. She knows that they both have multiple connections. At this point, it's make or break, and a lot of people's hearts are on the line.
Yeah.
The other girl says, she's explaining to him pretty much Meg is saying that it's you or nothing. Like you're her everything. She shouldn't take that into consideration, but she knows that she has a different connection that she could possibly go with. She thinks that she's getting more from her other connection as far as affirmation, and she doesn't want him to be afraid of hurting her if that's holding him back. Okay. Mason tells her that what they have is real. He's never felt this way about someone. She means a lot to him. He tells her that she's amazing, and he's not just going to throw this connection away.
Keep going.
So we get to the women's quarters. Meg is telling Virginia that she is down bad for Mason, man. That she pretty much loved that man. And Madison tells Lauren her guy said that it's just you and me. They're compatible, but she has other connections. And for me, I think it was editing because Meg was in the kitchen and talking about how she was down bad for Mason. And then it looked like Madison was in the kitchen, but they weren't in there at the same time. And the only guy that told her that it's just me, you and me was Alex. So I think she was talking about Alex. I think that was the editing trick. So.
Here's the thing. I guess Mason don't have to show himself more. You get what I'm saying? If you got women who's down bad for him. Here's the thing, right? We are still in the beginning process of Love is Blind. I almost forgot what show this was, right? So a lot of people are now starting to, because we already got one couple that is already proposed and things like that. And now we are getting to the last part of these 6 episodes to where it's like, okay, I'm going to start seeing things that I don't see. Right? Basically, I'm going to make myself see myself with you and things like that. And truth be told, is it a good... All of it is a gamble, truth be told, because it's a wall between y'all. But do I see it for them? Look, I need more for Mason. You get what I'm saying? I
feel the same way.
It's like I'm only judging from the girl perspective, and it's like that's incomplete. I can't even come with a full thought because it's like, maybe Mason need to actually like make a decision and then we see the real Mason. But it's like I can't come with a full thought because Mason is not really talking that much. He's not really giving that much. He's just there so he won't get fined. You get what I'm saying? While these girls are down bad for him. And it's like, I don't know. Maybe because he's a mystery. I don't know.
And I guess the thing that I'm kind of hung up with Mason on in this conversation is that he says, well, he's going to talk to people and he's got to be open and honest with everyone. And I totally agree that he's going into it with the right intentions. But when you like somebody, you give them a little bit more.
Just a little breadcrumb.
Like you can tell that there's a difference in the connection that you have with someone else because you guys are at a different level. And he's not making it distinguishable enough to figure out exactly who is in the lead. And I will say Meg and Madison definitely approach conversations different. And Mason is still giving nothing. So it's a big, like, where are you at? Like, where are you standing, Mason?
I'm the same Mason.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
That's all we got.
Listen here. 4, 5, 6. I don't know when those episodes coming out, but they will be out way before the next batch of episodes coming out. Mm-hmm. But make sure y'all watch our Love and Marriage Huntsville Reunion Part 3. Make sure y'all tap into our Married at First Sight. Make sure y'all tap into The Traders. Make sure y'all tap into Love Island All Stars. Yep. Make sure y'all tap in. We are doing a lot of shows to make sure that we are basically keeping you entertained, at least a video a day. Make sure y'all tap into our deep dives. Make sure y'all tap into our Married to Medicine. Make sure y'all tap into our Real Housewives of Potomac Reunion Part 1. All the above.
Yeah. Yeah, we're your entertainment source.
Yes. Subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. We see y'all.
Bye.